Here. 2 marker. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And this is Lex back at it again with another review.
Let's go, Lex. What review are we talking about? Thank you so much, by the way, Paramount. If that doesn't give you any hints, guys, what review are we talking about, Lex?
We're talking about Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves.
Dungeons and Dragons, guys. Here we go. Honor Amongst Thieves. A charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on the epic quest to retrieve a lost relic. But things go dangerously weary, and when they run full of the wrong people. Let's get right to it, man. Obviously, this does star the stars in here. I thought they were a good choice. They are. They still are. This movie, we're not gonna mention any spoilers, by the way, guys. So we're not mentioning no spoilers. You don't have to worry about that, guys. So you stay tuned for this video. Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justin Smith. What did you think of this cast, Lex? I mean, overall, this movie, did you have a fantastic time watching this movie? Did it meet your expectations? Did you have any expectations going in? I mean, what was your take on this?
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't gone to do a lot of campaigns to say I'm an expert on the lore.
Yeah.
I think I've just scratched the surface because fortunately, as some people that play Dungeons and Dragons, once your dungeon master leaves or he moves out of town, it's just a lot harder to do it
Oh
remote.
man.
So we didn't get to do that, but there's still a lot for me to learn.
Mm.
However, I was really looking forward to this movie, and my expectations were set around the trailer, which when this movie got announced, I just didn't want anything to do with it. I thought, it's just so easy to do wrong.
Yeah.
And when seeing the first couple trailers, I think the second trailer kind of brought me around a little bit. I was like,
Mhm.
it looks fun. The dynamic looks great. They're going for this style of like comedic element
Mhm.
rather than like an epic tale, right? So
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that's a little bit easier to accomplish because in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign,
Yeah.
crazy stuff happens, funky stuff happens. It's total chaos. I'm happy to say that the movie captured most of that essence.
Yeah.
However, overall, there was pacing issues around the
Yeah.
movie that hurt it a little bit. Specifically, I want to say somewhere in between the middle and the start of the movie, there was some
Mhm.
pacing issues that was
Mm.
really hurting my image of the movie. The cast itself though didn't, because they actually grew on me more and more. We learned a little bit more about their characters, found out their weaknesses and strengths, and things like that
Yeah.
make it exciting to learn about like the Dungeons and Dragons world.
Mhm.
Once they started expanding a little bit more, I felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, the third act won me over again, because the third act to me is what felt the most D&D, in
Wow.
my opinion.
We are so damn split. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. This is where we are. This is why I love talking about movies. This is why I love talking about films, TV shows, and that's why we're able to talk about this, guys. Because me and Lex do not agree on this movie. We're totally different. When it comes down to it. Lex, you enjoyed a lot of the third act. I actually did not like the third act whatsoever. I actually thought this movie's third act is where it was kind of weak in its own right. I'm gonna start off with the positives. The positives
Yeah.
is this movie really relied solely on the on the gang, on the encounters that they were able to, the adventurers. That was really good. I thought that was perfect. Every single one was just really charismatic towards each other. I thought they really complete each other as far as comedy goes. It was good to a certain degree. Now, everyone knows, moviegoers out there, fans out there, if you're a fan of the movie talk show, you know already, guys. I know I'm kind of picky when it comes to comedy, a little bit. Well, at least my wife could agree. I'm a little picky. She's gonna say very, very picky, but I'm very, I'm very precise when it comes to comedy. It just there was bangers that were hitting me though. I'm not gonna lie, there were bangers that were hitting me. The CGI, holy crap! Paramount really stepped up their game in this movie, guys. So if you are worried about the CGI, I say do not be, because I felt like the CGI was done very well. They've come a long way from doing Baywatch, from doing those, and Baywatch is not even a full crazy CGI movie. Literally, it's just
Yeah.
it's a very low tuned studio. What I mean low tune, I mean back in the day, Paramount was such a high. I mean, they made The Godfather. Again, no CGI, right? No, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done Transformers, so that's why I'm kind of like, where does this really come from? How Paramount Pictures has stepped up their game with Transformers. Why can't they step up their game on other genres, on other action adventures like this one per se? You know, Dungeons and Dragons, I really expect anything out of it. I really did it because this is coming from a person that has not played Dungeons and Dragons. So again, you could argue, say, Ryan, well, you don't get not the goofiness, but you don't get the ending because that's how it is for Dungeons and Dragon fans. And I get that because I was like, hey, that's awesome. But when it comes down to moviegoers, and I'm the minority here because I'm comparing it to another movie that did not critics did not like it. I know moviegoers did not like it, and Warcraft fans for sure did not like it. But I enjoyed Warcraft. Again, is it cheesy at times? Hell yeah, it is. But I enjoyed that movie. I'm the minority there. Now with this one, I enjoyed this movie. I did. Do I think moviegoers are going to say, oh man, this was a waste of my time? Hell no. I do not think moviegoers are not going to enjoy this movie. This is a movie to where you can take your family to go see it, your kids. This is a movie to where you can explain the next generation of Dungeons and Dragons. And I'll be honest here, even though I am not a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, I am grateful to be a part of this because this huge geek community, this huge community of just moviegoers, of gamers, of board gamers, it's fantastic. It really is. I love this. Whether you like Monopoly, Guess Who, sorry, or Dungeons and Dragons, again, I'm totally probably getting everyone upset comparing them to, but I feel like moviegoers and everyone's gonna enjoy this movie, man. I am.
I think the movie tried to balance a couple different things. I was reading some articles saying the cast and crew, like they were talking about how they were trying to make this movie more than just Dungeons. So I guess
make it
they were
entertaining.
targeting the masses, the audience that perhaps hasn't played Dungeons and Dragons.
Try and target everybody.
I think there's stuff here for Dungeons and Dragons players to enjoy.
Yeah.
Due to the pacing issues that I'm referring to, there was points where I felt like, man, I feel like they just slapped the name Dungeons and Dragons, and this could have been a whole other thing,
a whole different
thing.
Yeah.
There was mention of like
Exactly.
the races that are involved in the lore and all that stuff. But for a moment, because of the pacing issues, it just felt like they weren't really expanding this world. Once again, they managed to do that towards the end, in my opinion, and it was peppered in here and there. I don't know, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, because they were trying to balance this and building it for people that perhaps don't know about the game, and then also having some stuff for the games, I think maybe they went a little bit too far in one direction. But I think at the end of the day, that may be the largest audience. So
I get that.
We'll see if it was a good call, looking at box office numbers. And
I'm not gonna lie here. This movie took a risk, and I feel like it's again. This is me thinking the movie was okay. It was good. I didn't love the movie, right? I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I did not love the movie. There was pacing issues. I kind of, and we talked about it out of our theater reaction. If you check that out, guys, if you haven't checked it out, it's under 2 minutes. But I mentioned in that out of theater reaction was that I could have taken out like 20 minutes out of this movie. This movie runtime came out to be about 2 hours and 14 minutes. I could have taken 20 minutes out of here. Altogether, not all at once, but certain scenes here and
certain
there.
Parts. It wasn't a chunk. Sometimes people say like, "Oh, definitely the ending." I would have.
Yeah, no.
This is kind of like in between here and there, right?
Yeah.
But for people that have played the game, I mean, some of these campaigns that you're playing on the board game I mean, you're there for 3 hours and you're having fun.
Holy
and
smokes.
all these crazy stuff happens. But in a movie format, it's harder to do that, right? Like the attention span is different. What we expect from a film is different. But the cast brought it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it was fun. If you guys are not, if you guys want to know the type of comedy to expect, you can. I recommend that you look at the work from the director, which is it's two directors, John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein. If people are fans of what's it called, Freaks and Geeks.
Wait, time out. Something I did not know. John Francis Daly directed this, the guy from Waiting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did the goat. Oh, or the bat, or was it the goat? I can't remember.
What are you talking about?
The ending of the movie. Remember, he does the goat or the bat. Oh no, he does the goat. Remember, he shows his penis.
What?
In the ending of Waiting,
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking
yeah.
about this movie, dude. I
No.
was like,
Okay.
wait,
So
which goat?
oh man,
Oh,
sorry
okay.
guys. I do apologize if there are kids here.
Yeah, he
There's
was.
this,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if he direct. Or he might have been in Wait because he's both an actor and director. And
No,
I
he
think he
was in
does
Waiting.
screenplay.
He was in Waiting. Yes,
Okay,
I
then
know who
he
he is
was.
because I love that movie. That's
Yeah.
my type of humor. That's all I'm saying. That's my
Well,
type of
and
humor.
most recently, well, Freaks and Geeks is also one of the first
Yeah.
things he did. But most recently, he directed the movie Vacation with Ed Helms.
Hmm.
Not everyone loved that movie, but one movie that I particularly loved, and all of my friends who play board games, we absolutely loved, was Game Night. Game Night with
Nice.
Jason Bateman and
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams. He directed that movie. That is, and I think he co-wrote as well. So that
Mhm.
is the type of humor that you can expect.
Yeah.
Now, I admit, Game Night to me was a better movie,
Mhm.
um, but I still like the appreciation from this director in the sense that he's worked and understands the gamer mentality and components to that. I just, once again, I think they
Yeah.
did tailor this movie a little bit too much to the wider audience, which
Yeah.
I understand from a business standpoint. As someone
It's
who
a
likes Dungeons and Dragons, I
yeah.
would have liked for them to like go deep on that and then create an adoption for people to play that game.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we go back to where who was the audience for this? I feel like they're trying to do families, and I
For
think it
sure.
is. It's gonna hit it. It's gonna hit it.
It's a good, yeah.
Fun fact: I did not know, guys. This is crazy, Lex. Guess what? So
What?
John Francis also did the screenplay and screen story to guess what Marvel movie?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Holy smokes,
Yep.
that's crazy. So this guy who came from Waiting movie, like a really rinky-dink, I mean, not to
He
say
was in
I
Bones too.
yeah, I mean he was in Bone. Yeah, I
People are
forgot.
fans of Bones.
Yeah, he played Lance in Bones. So knowing that, Waiting's kind of like my story here, but or my comedy here, but obviously you can't do that comedy because that's not the general
Yeah,
audience. That's
it's
yeah,
not really what they went
I
for.
get that. I get that 100%. Now, we go back to where, was this the fun that we deserved, Lex? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say politely yes. Was this the fun that we deserved? I'm gonna say yes because I feel like that this movie's really gonna cater to the where like it's almost like the Star Wars in us. If we have kids, we're gonna take our kids to go see Star Wars. If there's a new Star Wars movies because we're
Well,
gonna
I don't
share
think
that
well, I
experience.
don't think this is that like
No,
staple
no, I
iconic,
know, but
but
like,
I get
but
what
it's
you're
like
saying.
Dungeons and
Like,
Dragons. Like it's like
yeah, no,
here, look,
some people.
yeah,
I don't know if you noticed, but some people on the screener that we had, which was part press, part
promo,
general
yeah,
audience, some people like dressed. Dressed up a little bit. I don't know if they
yeah,
dressed like as some character. They weren't full on. Like we didn't see like
yeah.
orcs or dragonborn and things like no,
Yeah,
but they dressed up because some people do that in their campaigns.
yeah,
They go and they show up dressed up and stuff like that.
yeah.
I I think it's for people that were really scared that they were really gonna mess this up. I think you'll be happy that they didn't mess it
Mhm.
up. There's
They
gonna be
didn't.
things
Yeah,
that people don't like here and there, but
yeah,
overall it was an enjoyable time. So I
yeah,
would say like it's the movie we deserve in that respect. We
yeah.
deserve something that wasn't gonna completely like shit on the concept of Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly,
And I think
exactly.
that's what they did. It
And
was fun.
they didn't. Yeah,
They
it was good.
and I
Yeah,
think I'm personally open for other installments where perhaps like
yeah,
you can even mix up the cast. I like this cast, but
yeah.
that's the beauty about these campaigns. Like you can get a whole new set of
I was
characters,
gonna say
right?
yes, yes.
So
I was gonna
I
say
think
yeah.
there's potential there. There's potential there.
I think Paramount could really touch up and be like, if they really want to choose the same cast, that's fine. But also, they could just get a brand new people and just have them new characters and all
I
that stuff.
wonder
So
what the budget
yeah,
was.
yeah. So I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, so this movie came out to be 2 hours and 14 minutes. Once again, guys, this was definitely the film that we deserved, moviegoers out there. And yeah, overall, is
161 million.
everyone gonna I remember they even asked me, said, "Hey, Ryan, did you like this?" But I said, "I liked it. I just did not love this movie. I still enjoyed. I had a good time at the theater. Oh yeah, there's one of the things that I do want to mention as well, guys. The animals, the creatures, they were so well done. I'll say that the creatures, everything was well put out. Even the suits, you could tell some of them were suits and not CGI. I thought that was very fantastic.
Yeah, they went practical on some of this stuff.
Paramount has upped their game, and I
And
enjoyed a
and
lot
I
of their
gotta
suits.
say, I gotta say, I don't want people to think that I didn't like this movie. I know I had some issues here and there.
Yeah, same
Overall, once
here.
again, really fun. But I gotta give them props because I don't want to give spoilers. But
Yeah,
there are certain sequences, or even just acts, right?
yeah,
There's I don't want to say too much, but think of
yeah,
it
yeah,
like there's a heist moment throughout the movie,
yeah.
and I think that the way that they incorporated like a certain plan, it was like genius. Like it was the
Mhm,
thing that made the most sense with certain abilities, and like to me, I was like, yeah, that's like the most straightforward way to once again, like it's just little things like that that you get to
mhm,
appreciate because it's like, oh, you don't have to do this whole crazy stuff and whatnot. It's just like a well
mhm.
planned thing, which usually happens when you're talking to, your teammates and Dungeons and Dragons or whatnot,
Yeah,
putting a plan together. The movie really revolved around that, and the way that they executed here was great, as well as some of the character abilities. They
yeah,
were super creative in the way that they implemented it all a lot of these. Like it
yeah.
was like to the extent of like, oh, I want that ability because it's like cool to do this and this and
Well,
that. So
yeah, there's a
that's the
lot.
beauty of it, right?
There's
Like
a
we
lot
normally
also. Yeah, there's a lot also that people were saying that, oh, you can't do that many spells in one turn. Like, but it goes down to it. It kind of like it has to because it's a movie. It's not
yeah.
in this case. It's a movie. But I know some people were like, you can't do that many spells. I was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
there's
I
like
get
there's
it.
like you can't move that
Yeah,
many steps.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I get it.
Which to my extent, I was hoping that maybe they'd go super meta and bring up little moments of like, oh no, you can't go that far because you have to wait until someone else attacks. Or it would have been
I
cool
don't.
if they committed to that a little bit more. It's hard to balance. They
Yeah,
they definitely
to a
stayed to more
movie.
of like a
Yeah,
movie concept.
yeah,
But once again, it's gonna be an opinion. So like some
yeah.
people
True.
are really gonna enjoy what they went for here, and if you do, I think there's a lot to enjoy out of this movie. And once again, the cast was funny. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
Just Justin Smith comes in here. We know him
He
from
was one of my
Detective.
favorites.
Yeah, from Detective Pikachu, Jurassic.
Pikachu.
Yeah. You know, it was really good, man. I enjoyed his performance in here. He came
Yeah.
out. He always plays these. I don't want to say like this is he's so good at it, but he's so good at playing these like self-conscious role, like where
Kind
he's
of
like
like, yeah, like
he doesn't
dorky, like,
dorky.
yeah,
He's so good at that. I don't know if it's
yeah,
because he is a dorky in real life. I have no idea, but I just feel like he does that so well to where it just looks so genuine on camera. I thought that was really good.
yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez, of course, she looks epic. Like, of course, she'd be doing all the work. That's all I'm saying. She'll be doing all the work, man. Shoot.
Yeah,
Let me find
she
out.
was awesome in this. I also want to
Yeah.
give a shout out to Sophia Lillis because
Yeah.
we last have seen her. I'm sure she's had other projects, but we know her
Yeah.
from it.
It's
The
yeah.
first chapter, and she did a really good job here as well.
Yeah.
I don't recall like her character. She was kind of like reserved for a moment where
Mhm.
she didn't have a ton of lines, but
Yeah.
going back to the ability work and all that stuff, she really owned that part of it,
Yeah.
and it was really interesting to see her character and the capabilities that she had.
Yeah. It
Everyone,
flowed well. It
yeah,
flowed well.
everyone. Hugh Grant was in here, and
Yeah.
it's a good role.
I liked Hugh Grant. All I'm saying is that I wish he had a uh little bit more of a bigger role in a way, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense. But the thing that I felt like for this movie, but again, this is not saying it's gonna be bad. I feel like the emotional aspect of it all was very predictable. So I didn't feel any emotions when certain action scenes were happening because it kind of felt very predictable to me. It felt very predictable on the last act. That's why I didn't like it. On the third act, towards the ending, I was just like, this is gonna happen. Watch, and then you it kind of leads you towards a way to where like you knew this was gonna happen, and then you knew they were gonna use something at the very end. It was just like, okay, I get it. So that was a major problem with me, was that with this movie, was that it just felt very predictable at the end. The first two acts are great. I thought they were really good. Story was not bad. It was all right. There's again, Lex already mentioned already. There was some small slow pacing here, but to be honest, it didn't ruin the movie for me. It was just for me, it was that emotional, dramatic aspect that didn't capture me very well. That's all I'm saying. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I wanted more of a. I don't want to say gruesome and bloody, but in a way, I did a little bit. That would have been a little bit cool. But
Yeah.
I mean, because but hey, that's all I'm saying. Yeah,
I
overall,
think
it's a good movie.
And also, I want to say, like, I really like this detail because it's not
Yeah.
something that takes place in the movie, but I realized that the the movie has a website
Hmm.
under what's it called? I think you can just look it up, Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons, like, Honor Among Thieves website, or,
Nice.
it's using, like, Fandom, which is
Hmm.
another portal or whatever, but they created, like, they have the summary of the movie without spoilers or anything like that, but then it shows you, like, the characters, and when you
Hmm.
click on the characters, it gives you the description of their character, their race. They did, like, a very D&D type of thing, which is, you have
Nice.
character
Yeah.
pages and descriptions. So they do that here and even break down things like personality, the weapons that they
Holy
carry. So
smokes.
that's like super
Oh,
D&D. And I
yeah.
really love I recommend looking at it after you've seen the movie. Although
Yeah.
what I liked as well is on certain characters, if you click on it, it will warn you about spoilers, like if you
Oh,
keep
okay.
reading. So I
True.
like that, but I recommend taking a look after you watch the movie. If
Hmm.
you like D&D and you like the lore, you'll enjoy what they did with this website. I think it's a nice touch.
Nice.
They didn't have to do this, but the fact that they did it is pretty cool.
It's a yeah. No, I get it. Hey, I love it when they do little small, little great little websites or great little nostalgia to the movie itself.
Yeah,
Like that's really cool. I love that.
just to give
Fantastic.
back to the fans for sure.
Yeah. Rating 1 out of 10. Lex 10 being the highest when you give this rating.
I'm gonna give this movie a 7.5. I think it's a solid 7.5 for me.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be a solid 6. A solid 6. It's above average movie for me. I enjoyed this film. It just I didn't love it. I didn't walk out of the theater really loving it so much, but I still had a great time. I still had a
We
good
enjoyed it.
time.
We
Yeah,
had
we
fun.
enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was just the ending of the movie just didn't click with me very well. Came a little bit predictable, but overall, I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Moviegoers are gonna enjoy it, and yeah, put on comments down
Just
below.
yeah, let us
Yeah,
know.
let us know. Did you enjoy this? My
Very
question is for
interested.
you guys.
I'm very
Did
interested
yeah,
to see the reception. I'm excited.
yeah,
I'm excited for
yeah.
how people are gonna receive it.
Currently, right now, it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's got to be telling you something. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's got to be telling you something. But besides all that, though, because everyone likes to dog on Rotten Tomatoes when it's not very popular, right? I mean, it
Yeah.
always tends to be that way, or audiences are
Yeah, because
higher.
only
Yeah,
yeah, because it might just be like 5 people, right, that they put in their stuff. It just depends.
yeah,
I don't know. Although all around though, like I said, I had fun, and I think
yeah,
at the end of the day, that's what a movie like this should do.
yeah.
That's what they were targeting.
Entertained,
Mhm.
entertainment. That's all I'm saying. Right now, well, I'm sorry. Correct. Let me correct myself. It's actually 89% right now. So it's
Okay.
89% on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, would you recommend this movie? Obviously, giving it a little
Yeah.
bit above average. We do recommend this movie, guys, to you moviegoers out there. Be sure to check this out on the end of the month, March 31st, because we did get a chance to see it early. So thank you so much, by Paramount, guys. Thank y'all so
Thank you.
much. But yeah, all right, guys. If you have not already, like and subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe notification, get that little bell to get notified for our movie reviews, trailer reactions. We got Ted Lasso review coming out. We just had our episode 1. We got our second episode coming out next Wednesday at midnight. So Tuesday midnight, turning into Wednesday. We will release it around at midnight that time, guys. And let's talk Ted Lasso. I love talking about a show where good people do good things. We need more of that in the world. We need more Ted Lassos in the world. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan
And
680.
this was Lex, everyone. Take care.
Stay safe, San Antonio. Catch you there. Peace.